Okay, so another book I read was something called like I think it was called like This Beautiful Earth of Ours, or This Practical Earth of Ours, or This Simple World of Earth of Ours, something like that. And it was a guy in Indonesia, another Indonesia story back in the Java time when the Dutch um, were colonizing in Indonesia, and the main character is an aspiring writer. Early on in the book, it talks about his favorite writer and how he's reads a lot of his. It's back in like the 1930s, and says it tells a story of, I think the author writes it in jail too, and he's telling the story of the main character, which I believe is himself, and he becomes very important as a writer and as like a leader, but he's like in and out of school trying to finish school. I think they call it ES and HS or something like that, the different school sections before you graduate. And there's like a mysterious palace house where this famous family lives, but nobody's been there. And he ends up going there and meets the daughter, and she's Dutch, and actually half Dutch, half Indonesian, and they fall in love, like madly in love, like to his luck. And they work their way through like becoming closer and closer as the story goes. And the father is like a drunk guy who also visits this like drinking whorehouse type masseuse house, like that's very near. And he spends most of his time there, and he's not like really present in the girl's life. Her mother is, and as the story goes, the main character gets like prosecuted or something. They try to make him and the girl like break up when they're about to get married, or they get married, and then they try to make it a big deal and try to make them break up. But the girl's like madly in love at that point. She's like dependent on him. She's sick without him. She like grows ill when he has to go away for a little while. And like his friend from school is like in and out of the story. And there's like a nemesis he had in school who was trying to be like the same type of thing, like one of the big wigs, and he doesn't, he falls a little short, and he tries to like play hate one time and get him in trouble or something, or make false news about him in some other like column or something, some other periodical or whatever. And then there's a guy that comes and tries to assassinate their family, including the main character. I forgot his name. I think they named him something like Fat or something, Fat Man or something like that. They were calling him, and they eventually kill him. There's like a family security guy who's in the story a lot as well, and he ends up chasing the guy, and I think he kills him eventually. And then they find that the father was, or somebody was dead in the whorehouse for a while, and at the end, I think they're trying to the main character's one of his best friends sails away. Like there's people that are sailing away and trying to escape. And I think I made it to the end. I just can't remember, but that's pretty much all the way through. And that one was like this simple, this simple, beautiful Earth of Ours, something like that it was called. And again, it was like when the Dutch were colonizing in Indonesia and around the 1930s time. Main character was an aspiring writer, and he ends up succeeding and whatnot, becoming a bigwig. And the love story also of the half Dutch, half Indonesian girl that lives in the private palace, and the life of those people. Pretty ironic, cool story.